Hey guys, welcome back to the Hua channel. I'm here with the first ever Army Buck Hunters Force on Force National Champion, Marine Buck Hunter Randy Gardner. And we have a special show for you today. Hey, we're going to go back to last year when I got the chance of this monster whitetail buck here in Missouri. And the reason I bring Randy in because he was a big part of this hunt. Well, I want to bring him in because it's from the start of really how we set this whole thing up, from the food plots to actually me getting the bow to everything else. And so it's really a team effort in this whole thing. Pretty special deal. And bow hunting is not something that's easy, is it, Randy?
No, it's not. It's a lot of technical, and you got to get them in a lot closer. You're fighting your adrenaline a lot more. It's a good time though.
And I'll be honest with you, I've bow hunted my whole life and never had an opportunity to really get a good kill on a good deer. And so this was really my goal was to get a good whitetail deer. And being in the state of Missouri, if you don't bow hunt, you really miss out.
You missed out
because you only get about 16 days of rifle season.
Yeah, you get 16 days of rifle season, and you're pretty well done.
Well, so anyway, I came out here to Missouri and. I bought this house and got this property, and then my neighbor let me hunt the property next to it. And so I brought you over, and we took a look at the land, and we kind of need a couple of areas that we thought were potential we could put some food plot. So to kind of talk to the viewers and talk about how important that is to food source and selecting the right piece of that.
It's very important because unlike when you rifle hunt, you have to be so close with the bow. Most people are only comfortable out to 30 yards when they shoot. So you have to have that deer within that 30-yard range. And to start, you've got to look at the layout of your property and all that. And the best thing is start finding pinch points and avenues of travel. And when you can locate those type of areas, you know that those deer are in that area. And then to be able to bring them into that 30-yard mark, that's where those food plots become really beneficial. And you can go in and you can put different types of food plots in that for early season, mid-season, all the way to late season, depending on what works best for you and when you can hunt the best.
And so what really happened, we had two areas that we put food plots that really gave us that area where it was going to bring them in that 30-yard range. Mm-hmm. And really what we were looking at is that late season food plot area where we knew after the rut kind of came through in that rifle season that we figured that that's the deer would just start piling in. Had some opportunities at some great deer early in the season. Not that I didn't, they weren't in the range. Here was the deal. I had a huge 14-point buck. I mean, take a look at this trail cam picture, and I was chasing. So explain to the viewers a little bit about Missouri and how the rules work when it comes to the number of bucks you can take. And when you're chasing a big buck like that, one of the problems you run into if you shoot one too early.
Well, in Missouri, the rule is you can kill 2 bucks all year long, rifle, bow, everything. But what gets you is you can only take 1 buck before rifle season with your bow. So that means if you have a deer that comes in and he's questionable, he's right on that, should I shoot him, should I not? And you go ahead and you harvest that animal early, then when the rut starts getting closer and bigger bucks get on their feet, if you have a giant come in, you don't have a tag. So you've got to kind of play it on knowing your deer on your area and which one you really want to go after.
So we're getting a little bit more about some of these bucks I had an opportunity at, because you're going to see some of these food plots come in these deer. But before that happened, I ended up having an accident. I had a bow explode on me and actually injured my right hand. And I broke one of my fingers, ended up with about 6-7 stitches in each one of my fingers, cut all the way down to the tendons, but fortunately didn't cut through the tendons. And so I was worried I wasn't going to get to bow hunt. A real freak accident just kind of happened. Things like that happen. And but you, I remember you came to see me one day and you brought me something. What'd you bring me?
I might have got together with a few guys and we knew how bad you were wanting to hunt in Missouri. We knew how bad you were wanting to be able to take your first one with a bow. And just like anything with us, we always back each other. We're always here for each other. So we ended up getting you a new bow, and we had it fully rigged out, come down, brought you the bow, and we sat down here and got it all lined out, got it ready, got it sighted in, and that way you could get right back in the woods, and you didn't have to worry about what am I going to do, and what are my options now that I had a bow blow up on me, and we took those away, and we just wanted to see you get back in the woods and get a chance to kill a deer.
Yeah, now that was kind of important because it was a little bit a scary situation, and worked hard to get my hand rehab back up because it was my shooting hand. So it was very important that I got that going, and but I did, and so because of that I didn't hunt early. When bow season opened September 15th. So about the second week of October, I started getting back out there in the woods.
And that kind of played right into our hand with the way we set these food plots up for late season. A lot of the plot hasn't really started coming up yet in that September 15 range and stuff like that. So it kind of just all played together. So it worked out well with us, though.
Yeah, and that was important. And so what happened to me was just like you said, I had a lot of bucks start coming in there, and was seeing a lot on trail cameras. And very important part of this was that rule you talked about, because all of a sudden this big massive, take a look at this picture again. I mean, this massive 14 pointer shows up on trail camera right before I ever start hunting. Right, he actually shows up in my front yard. This is even more gets you just, he's just outside where I'm sleeping at. Shows up in my front yard, and I'm like, oh my God, I sent you the pictures, and you're like, dude, that's a stud right there.
Yep.
And so then it becomes, oh man, I got 3 or 4 weeks before the rut kicks off, and then, probably 4 or 5 weeks before gun season kicks off. So I'm like, if I take a buck, then I can't hunt him. And we're like, so it becomes the tormenting piece. Mm-hmm. Of this, of passing on these. I mean, and I'm going to show you this video, if we talk right here, of this video of this deer walking through that I just passed on, a big, wide mainframe 8 that I'd let walk. It was very hard for me. Let some younger 10-point walk, just some things that were, waiting on this big deer. And I'm like, oh man, it was just, torturing me. And to include, like, right the day before gun season starting, the rut's going on, I have that big mainframe 8 come right back in on me, but he never gives me a shot. He's chasing a doe and takes off, because at that point I'm like, I'm green lighted because I'm so close to gun season. It's not even funny. But I didn't get taken. It doesn't happen, right? And that's the game we play with.
That's the game of hunting.
Game we play with hunting. So we kind of want to set that up, and before we kind of get into the whole hunt and how we did all that. All right, so as we set this up, this hunt up, I'm going to really talk about 2 key players in this hunt. Outside, having cryptic camo, the right food plot, ground blind set up right. And that's when you're bow hunting, really being able to be that close to the animal is very important. And that's making sure that, for one, he's not going to smell you, right?
Yeah, scent control is the key to this game. When it comes to bow hunting, archery hunting, scent control is key. Playing the wind, being able to desensitize you and stuff like that, because you are so close, their senses are so good, they will pick you out in a heartbeat, and it will not happen. If they pick you out, they're gone.
So really, we got 2 MVPs when we're going to talk about that started. One of them is the camo dust right here that we start before we ever go out there to cover up any ammonia scent that you got on the body. And that really played a huge role, and you're going to see that in this hunt. And the second one is my scent blaster right here. The reservoir in here, I have some doe pee in here, and I'm not actually going to open this up because this one's actually it's actually ready to go. I actually took this out of the tree this morning, but it got a wick in here, and that wick hangs on here, and you turn it on, and it blows fan. And you'll actually see this hanging right up in the right corner of the hunt the whole time. And so it kept it covered, and it's very going to be important because you're going to see these deer, how close they come to me and how they never win me whatsoever. And so it's kind of huge in that aspect of it. So to set this up, here's what happens. About the first week of December, we get a snowstorm that comes in here, right? Early in the morning, I actually end up going to work for an early meeting like 7 o'clock in the morning. By like literally in the middle of the meeting, the chief of staff gets pulled out of the meeting to get brought to make a decision to say, do we close Postdale because it had snowed so much in an hour? And so by 9:30, 10 o'clock, everybody was sent home from work. And I'm thinking, oh man, this is perfect.
It's on.
It's on, right? It's on, right? So, we get sent home. I'm here and I'm like, man, I'm going to leave the cold. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to hunt. So this is where we're at. So take a look at this video and watch this hunt and check it out. Cool? All right, so we're here. It's afternoon. Check this out. We got snow this morning. I actually got sent home from work. So I left the warmth of the house. I'm going to come out here and see if I can get one of these 2 big bucks I've been chasing. Prime conditions to get them. Got food plot here. Still got some of the grass sticking through the snow. Where they naturally come into, they're gonna come on looking for food. The storm stopped this morning, so they're gonna move this afternoon. So real good conditions to get that big buck, and I'm gonna out here take advantage of this day off from work. Cool. Shot. We'll see. Let him kind of run right there, and we'll, I'm not gonna push him. Man, pretty exciting. I think that's a deer I was chasing. If not, it's still a good bow kill. Perfect conditions. Snow. Man. I've had a lot of deer in here this afternoon, and he's been back in here 2 or 3 times and never could get a shot. Didn't know if I was going to get a shot at him that time. And I had this doe. First time I was going to shoot him, I had the doe literally walk right here to, came right here to a mile, right here beside me. That was pretty crazy. Craziest thing I've seen. That never spooked anything. She got back here, spooked a little bit. They went off to the left here. the blind, and man, I've leaped a couple times. Just started coming back in here to the plot, food plot, and that time he was sitting up perfectly, and I just but there was another doe standing right there in front of him, so I just keep watching, waiting on the shot. Didn't know if I was going to get to shoot him before he took off. I'm pretty sure I had a good shot at him. I mean, I heard the thud on him. Good thing is he'll be easy to track in the snow, I'll tell you that much. But we ain't gonna push him. We'll let him go do his thing, and then we'll go let him bed down and go do it. So we shall see. We'll probably look at the camera footage and kind of tell. Pretty exciting in my heart, just racing right now. I'll tell you, man. Some good stuff. So, I mean, I just super excited about that. Been watching him, solid 8-point buck right there, and killing be my first bow kill. If I do kill him, it's going to be pretty. When we find him, if he's confirmed and he's dead, that'll be pretty exciting. So, just pretty stoked about it. So hopefully. I will be able to get out of the blind and kind of go look and see. So, got him. Bingo! Buck down. Buck down. Yeah, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yes. Yes. Follow that. I'm going to tell y'all, not a drop of blood anywhere. So... So, hey, all I can say, it was an awesome experience, and I got my buck back from the taxidermy. It was awesome, a beautiful buck. I mean, these brow tines were long. I mean, we saw this deer on trail camera. I only got to see him once, and I remember sending Randy a picture. He had a new buck showed up because that late season food plot paid exactly dividends, just like we thought it would.
Yep.
And he came in, and I thought, just like in the video I talked about, I was never going to get a shot at him because there were so many deer coming at him. But patience paid off. It was probably a 30-minute process. And, a solid mainframe 8 here for a first bow kill. He's even got
got some kickers on him,
some
character,
and a beautiful deer. I was super proud for this to be my first bow kill. And so it was pretty exciting. So here was the deal. Randy and I had a little deal. Most of you guys know that I bass fish like crazy, right? So the deal was that I would take Randy and show him a bunch of offshore how to fish. And so I held up my end of the bargain.
Yep.
And, almost my end of the bargain. I taught him everything but a 0.02 ounces of everything I knew in a tournament. But we went out there and we learned a lot on the fishing side. So that's what Army Buck Hunters, Army Bass Anglers is all about. We work together.
Absolutely.
And this is reward to pay off and all that. But friendship is more than just this deer here and being able to share that experience. Because I know you guys watch Randy kill big deer on a TV show, and get his access deer. The story on this, I picked up this deer, probably a week before his access deer was ready to pick up, and I called Randy and I said, "Man, there's a problem with your access deer." They said she's gonna call you and she's gonna work it out, but it's all good. But hey, if you want to know more about Army Buck Hunters, go to ArmyBassAnglers.com, guys. click on the link. Check us out. Go to the Pro Staff. Apply to be a member. You won't regret it, guys. Cool.